Some things are simply impossible to ignore. The strikingly designed Lexus NX Turbo and Hybrid, the SUV that dares to go beyond utility. Lease the 2016 NX 200 Turbo for $349 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
From the station with the most local news, Fox 17 News at 10 starts right now.
Now on Fox 17 News at 10, a 16-year-old girl killed after the car she was in hit a tree. Tonight, how her fellow softball players are remembering her both on and off the field.
It's a little early to tell, but we do have some indication that this could have been planned.
A well-known radio host and former TV reporter found dead inside her West Michigan home. Tonight, police say she was shot by her husband before he turned the gun on himself.
And we went from the 80s yesterday to the 50s today. Tomorrow, we'll be back near 70.
And from the lesson plans to the graduation rate, lots of positives for one of the state's largest school districts. A look at tonight's State of the Schools address in Grand Rapids. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Christian Frank.
I'm Josh Norwich in for Dennis Allen. This is the news at 10.
Breaking now from Fox 17 News.
Breaking right now off the top, we are just hours away from what is said to be a significant announcement coming from the State Attorney General's office on the Flint water crisis. Attorney General Bill Schuette planning to announce the findings of a months-long investigation by his office and the Flint Water Investigative Team tomorrow afternoon. And sources telling our Detroit affiliate Fox 2 that 3 people at least are connected to this crisis who will be facing criminal charges. The nature of the charges and who exactly is facing them still unclear tonight. Tomorrow's announcement, though, coming on the heels of a judge's decision out just today dismissing a class action lawsuit over Flint's water. The lawsuit claimed residents' constitutional rights were violated when they were provided contaminated water and then required to pay for it. But the federal judge instead saying a lawsuit like that should be refiled in state court. And as always, to stay up to speed on the latest developments, including tomorrow's announcement, you can watch for updates starting on Fox 17 News at 4 and as soon as they happen on fox17online.com.
Alyssa was kind of like the heart and soul of this team, I would say. She is just a goofy personality. She was like the welcoming committee for any new kid that came to the school.
And it was that school mourning the loss of one of its own tonight. 16-year-old Alyssa Edgerton, a student and softball player at Sparta High School, one of the 5 kids in a car that slammed into a tree earlier this month. Alyssa didn't survive. Tonight, her varsity softball team played its first home game since her death.
Fox 17's Rebecca Russell there this evening with the team on the field to honor their teammate taken. Rebecca?
Well, Alyssa's death was hitting this community hard, the team losing not only a teammate, but a dear friend as well. And tonight, following the game, both teams came together to remember the bubbly, fun girl her coach described as the heart and soul of this team. For the first time, the Sparta High School softball team took their home field without number 12 in their lineup.
It's been really rough, and we've been preparing for it all week. We knew that we were going to have to come out here, and this is just a really strong group of girls. They hurt, but they come together, and they're just so emotional and so caring, and they love each other, and that's helped us all the way along the way because they have not only been there for me, but they've been there for each other, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without everyone, each other.
And the team made sure to honor their friend after the game. The visiting Belding High School team showing their support wearing shirts with Alyssa Edgerton's number, placing white roses on the pitcher's mound where she once stood. With both teams joining hands as one unit for their fellow student athlete.
Sometimes it still doesn't seem real at all. It's been really hard. Honestly, we've just leaned on each other, and it's hard to come out here every single day and take the field, but we know that Alyssa would be out here giving it her all every single day, and that's why we do it. We do it for her.
It was hard, but we definitely know that Alyssa would be coming out here and giving it 110%. She was always one to just, like, even though she made a mistake or made an error, she knew that she could do better and that she had to make up for it. And we've talked as a team, and we know that we need to do that for her and know that she would want us out here giving it our best and working hard for her.
In the outfield following the game, prayers, a moment of silence, sharing memories, lighting candles, and releasing lanterns in memory of number 12.
We're going to play this season for her because she wouldn't want us to get down. She wouldn't want us to give up. She'd want us to keep pushing through it. We're just going to really miss her.
And the coach also told me that in addition to dedicating this season to Alyssa, they're going to honor her every time they take the field. They've ordered pink armbands, which was Alyssa's favorite color, that's going to have the number 12 on them. And they're also going to get the number 12 embroidered into their hats, so Alyssa's with them every time they take the field. In Sparta, Rebecca Russell, Fox 17 News.
Tough night for those teens. Rebecca, thank you. Of course, as we know by now, 4 other teenagers also injured in that crash. And tonight, 2 of them do remain in the hospital. One is Alyssa Naughton, who had to have part of her leg amputated following that crash. Tonight, she has been upgraded to fair condition. Meantime, 17-year-old Armando Mendoza, who was driving the car, is still in critical condition. Investigators say he was not under the influence at the time, but had been speeding. The other 2 girls, Caitlin Keeler and Olivia Lawrence, have been discharged from the hospital.
A mild and quiet night across West Michigan. Nothing really on the radar, a few sprinkles out there. And that's a sight that's expected to change in the coming days.
And Chief Meteorologist Joe Kopacek starting things off in the Weather Center with a look at some spring showers possibly on the way.
Yeah, next couple of days, Josh, we may see a couple of them swing in here, although they're going to be very, very light tomorrow, and I think they'll hold off until late in the day. So if you've got plans tomorrow, you should be in okay shape. A little different story on Thursday. Take a look at that radar, and again, you can see that rain is well off to our west, trying to work its way in across the area, but what it's doing is running into some dry easterly winds. We'll zoom down and take a little closer look here, and what's happening is we've got very dry air, east-northeasterly winds, so as that radar or as that rain tries to move in our direction, it just runs right into that dry air and kind of falls apart. You can see it right there. It's sitting there, and then it just kind of sits out over the lake. Will it make the lake shore? There's a possibility. You could see a few rain showers, light rain showers, Muskegon down to Holland, but I think most of that's just going to sit offshore and continue to be just kind of a nuisance more than anything. Bigger picture, we have some showers and storms off to our south and west. That's the batch we're going to watch for tomorrow night down over parts of Illinois. But again, it's going to take some time getting here. We're watching this trying to move northeastward, but the system is very, very slow, so we're not looking for a lot of rain, but we do have showers in the forecast as we go through tomorrow night. Now, the big difference from yesterday, temperatures right now we're at 54 in Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo 58, 53 at Big Rapids. We're about 10 to 20 degrees colder than we were at this time yesterday. So quite a change here. Of course, yesterday we got into the low 80s. Today we were stuck in the 50s in most areas. And tomorrow, kind of squeeze it together and be right in between. Here's a look at the forecast tomorrow. Possibility of a few showers in the afternoon. Otherwise, we get up to 70 degrees. Most of the day will be dry. A better chance of a few showers on Thursday, 68. And then we cool out, but the sun comes back on Friday. We'll see a high of about 58 degrees. I'll have more upcoming on your 7-day forecast. That includes kind of a cool weekend, just a few minutes.
It hits closer to home, so to speak, because you actually know the person. And, you know, as human beings, nobody wants to see anybody deceased, particularly when it's somebody you know. It makes it a little more difficult.
A well-known local radio and TV reporter found dead in her home in Berrien County this morning. State police say the victim of a murder-suicide. Denise Bone Stewart was shot multiple times. Her husband, Eric, found dead nearby.
Fox 15's Erica Francis live in the newsroom right now. And Erica, the lead investigator, says he's taking this case personally.
Yeah, that's right, Josh and Christian. And state police also telling us that the couple's 3 young children were home at the time of the shootings. They found their parents and immediately called 911. That call came in around 6:30 this morning, leading police to the couple's home in the 3100 block of Windwick Drive. The investigation is still in its preliminary phase right now, but investigators tell us they believe Eric shot and killed Denise in their upstairs bedroom before turning the gun on himself in the basement. Denise is being remembered as a beloved morning co-host at 98.3 The Coast and was also a former news reporter at WSBT in South Bend. Police telling us marital issues may have played a role in this tragedy.
Preliminarily, it appears there were some domestic problems that have been ongoing, and we believe that that's probably what predicated what happened here today. I did know the female victim personally or professionally through work, and it's a tragic loss with what happened here today.
And like you heard, Stewart's kids ages 8, 9, and 10 were at home during the time of that shooting, but police tell us they were unharmed and are staying at a family member's home. As for the parents' bodies, they are scheduled for autopsies tomorrow morning in Grand Rapids. Live in the newsroom tonight, Erica Francis, Fox 17 News.
One high-ranking state lawmaker fighting a subpoena that would force him to testify in the ongoing criminal case involving former state reps Todd Courser and Cindy Gamrat. Today in a Lansing courtroom, attorneys for House Speaker Kevin Cotter arguing he has immunity to avoid testifying in cases like this. But the defense says Cotter threw out that privilege as soon as he started speaking with Michigan State Police about the investigations involving the two now disgraced former lawmakers and their attempt to cover up their extramarital affair.
There's no such thing as blanket immunity. Contrary to the Attorney General's argument, the court has to balance that immunity, that privilege, against the constitutional rights of the defendants.
Kevin Cotter's hands are all over this sordid political saga and now criminal investigation. I believe as an officer of the court that we need him.
Now, both Gamrat and Courser are facing several charges for misconduct in office for using state resources to cover up that affair. Courser also facing perjury charges. The two expected back in court later next month. And while in court today, Todd Courser telling our Dana Chiklis he's now planning to run to become the next prosecutor for Lapeer County. Former state rep lost his re-election bid after resigning from his House seat last year. In a statement, Courser said it was important to make sure the county prosecutor position, like any other authority position, was not going to be used for personal or political advantage. Today was the deadline for candidates to file for the August primary election. Well, shaping up to be a big night in the race to the White House here.
It is. It's important. Both GOP and Democratic frontrunners heading into their home state of New York for tonight's primary battle, leading in the polls now. The race called early tonight on the GOP side, where Donald Trump is the projected winner, getting more than 50% of the vote in New York. He's leading by about 70,000 votes over John Kasich, who's in second tonight. On the Democratic side, these results just in. Fox News calling the race for Hillary Clinton over Senator Bernie Sanders. Clinton leading by more than 100,000 votes with about 40% of the precincts now reporting in.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Still ahead here at 10, from consolidating schools to changing up curriculum, a big year for West Michigan's largest school district. Next, we are hearing from the Grand Rapids Public Schools Superintendent, talking the state of the schools on what's working and what's not.
Most of the things I used to be able to do, we have to hire out now.
A man who's legally blind hiring a company to repair his roof, except they took his money and didn't do the work. Tonight, the Fox 17 problem solvers are on the case.
And later, we will take you to an alligator sanctuary that might leave you feeling a little scaly.
You're watching Fox 17 News.
Join the March of Dimes for March for Babies. The events happen across West Michigan this April and May. Log on to fox17online.com for more information.
Fox Wednesday, it's a bombshell on Empire.
What does she doing here?
I'm pregnant.
So?
It's Hakeem's.
Are you that thirsty?
But first, to solve a murder, Rosie and Via reenact the crime.
I've never seen someone so beautiful. She felt the same way.
Jealous party of one.
And on to Rosewood before Empire, Wednesday on Fox.
New Chevy Malibu, $99 a month. New Chevy Equinox, $99 a month. New Chevy Silverado, $199 a month. Where do you get new Chevy prices like these? At Cool Chevrolet on Plainfield. New Chevys at very cool prices. Chevy Malibu, $99 a month. Chevy Equinox, $99 a month. Chevy Silverado, $199 a month. More than 500 new and used. Now at Cool.
Hi, I'm Matt Cool. For your new Chevy, start with a K.
Cool Chevrolet.
Oh! What? That was an easy call. She was safe.
No, I guarantee she was out.
I'll give you a guarantee with Frontier. They gave me a 2-year price guarantee on high-speed internet.
Now, that's an easy call.
So was that one.
Get a 2-year price guarantee with Frontier high-speed internet for just $19.99 per month with qualifying phone service and 1-year agreement on new internet service. Plus, get a $100 Frontier Visa reward card. The choice is easy. Call 1-888-FRONTIER now.
Across West